happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
And we're
Let's get it. Let's get it.
colored.
We live, baby. We
Best intro
live.
on the internet right
I
there.
love
Hell
it.
yeah.
I mean,
We I,
that's the best intro ever. Yeah, that's it.
I've
That's
been
it.
thinking of like different ways to like maybe switch it up, but it's like you can't if it's
No, don't
not
switch
broke,
it.
don't
Don't
fix
switch
it.
that. No,
Yeah,
no.
it's
It's a
one of those
classic, man.
things.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
but
just keep rolling with that. Dog. Come on, ain't nobody touching that dog.
y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. We back, we live. It's your boy Joe Castro here with my brothers from another big game, James and George Carmi. Another episode of Best of Enemies. And as the weeks go, I feel like we have more and more to talk about. This week, I feel like a lot has happened since we've been off the air. Some
Yeah.
good, some bad. I want to start with some good though. James, I saw on your page,
Yes.
was it Law Nation that went out there and saw one of
Yes.
your boys out
Yeah.
there at camp?
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
to us about that
Yeah.
because that was pretty cool. Obviously, it was a short, so I didn't get the full context. But what
Right.
was going on with that?
Well, first of all, shout out to my dog Law Nation for doing that clip for me. That meant a lot to me, so I really appreciate and forever grateful for that. That was dope. But basically, Julius Wood, um, I coached him. I've known his father. We grew up as kids, so I've known his
Mm,
father since we were probably about 9 years old, and we're both in our 50s. So that tells you right there our relationship. We've been on each other 40 years. So. Um, I've known his sons, his whole family, his whole life, and then I always coach youth football, and I had my own organization, and then I went after I kind of left. You know how you have your own organization. I lied. I kind of went and left. I said I'm gonna go back to coaching. My dog Wood was like, "Hey, come on over here." Anyway, long story short, his son was playing. I met Julius like a couple years before he went to high school, and I remember, and I ain't even gonna brag on this, but me and his dad was talking, and I remember uh, him. We were talking on the side, and Julius was always tall, kind of a tall kid. He's like about 6'2" right now, but he was always tall, and he was like, "I'm gonna put him at receiver." Because he was nasty at receiver. Couldn't nobody stop him in youth football. Nobody can stop him in youth football. He dominated. But I was like, yeah, put him on defense and put him at safety because you don't see big safeties. Like you don't see
mm-hmm.
6'2", 200 pounds. Like you see big receivers, right? You see 6'2" receivers. You see 6'3" receivers. That's damn near the norm now. When you see receivers coming out, that's damn near the norm. When you see the 5'10", 5'11" receivers, you're like, I don't know about them, right? That's how they play it now. When it used to be flipped before, it used to be the smaller receiver and take the chance on the big receiver, but now the big receiver's in. So I said, everybody plays receiver at that size. Go and play defense, particularly safety, because safety at that size, we all know if you're a safety 6'2", you're already at the prerequisite. Over 200 pounds, you just got to have some pretty decent speed and be able to cover. You getting drafted, dog. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to take a chance on you. So, he went and did that. And long story short, he was undrafted in 2024 from East Carolina. Um, we talked to each other. He called me. He was like, "Guess who Julius is with?" And I'm like, "I already seen you with them Cowboys." I was like, "How you like that? All the teams, your son, you don't like the Cowboys, and guess who he went to? That's poetry in motion. You know what I'm saying? That was like the best thing in the world. Like all the teams, he's a Dolphin fan. So all the teams you love, you go to that you hate, you go to the Cowboys. So he went 2024. He turned up for us, Joe and George. He went crazy for us. Had two interceptions in the preseason. He got
Mm,
cut. Long
dang.
story short, he comes back. They brought him back in 2025 last year in half the season, and right now he's making plays again, dog. He's all over the place. He's already had two interceptions in the training camp already. He's 6'2". He's got bigger. He's about 215 pounds. He's a legit dog, bro. And so, a lot of people are talking about him. He's getting real buzz. So Law, gave him the mic and he gave me a shout out, but we family like that. But that's just a great moment because I really want to see him succeed because this is not just a thing where you say, I want him to really do it, but I don't know if he can. This is a situation, Joe and George, where I know he can do it. If he gets a real chance, he is going to do it. So if it's
Mm,
not with Dallas, because it's a crowded secondary, it's a real crowded secondary, so it's going to be tough for him. But if it's not with Dallas for sure, somebody picks him up, you're going to get a real dog. Like this dude is a nice player. This ain't me just talking because That's my family and this and that. This is a real evaluation. The long speed isn't great, but you know what? Playing speed. We've seen it time and time again where we've seen people who may not have the fastest 40 times were on there on the field. They play fast. And that's what he does. He's a playmaker. He will lay the wood like his name, Julius Wood. He lays the wood. He puts them paws on you. And he's very instinctive. He has great ability to, make plays, and he's a playmaker. Like you might not have certain things from him, but you're always going to see him around the ball making plays, and that's why you want to have him on your squad. And he's a guy who's a team player. He's determined. He doesn't talk. He keeps his head down. He works, and that's what I love about him. So I hope the Cowboys give him a real chance in 2026 because if I feel like if they do, they won't regret it. This is a move you will not regret. Take a chance on my dog. I know there are named players in that secondary, particularly the safety position, but sometimes you just got to take a chance. And I really believe if you really take a chance with him, he's going to make it. But if he don't make it with Dallas, somebody who picks him up, you're going to get a dog of a player. Julius Wood, Juju, peace.
Commanders.
Love you.
Just
I was about to
joking.
say Eagles
Hey,
need a
if he go to the
safety.
Commanders, I ain't
Yeah.
gonna be mad. I ain't gonna be rooting for y'all, but I'm still gonna be posting them clips. Like I
Yeah.
don't like you, motherfuckers, but they're going to Julius Woods.
Now that was a cool story. When I saw it, I was like, I
That's
definitely got
cool.
to ask about that. I mean, how does it even feel? Like, obviously, I've never had that
Dog,
situation.
it's
I don't even.
crazy.
But for
It's
somebody
wild.
you know, grew up with, to go
My
to the
son
team
played
you
with him. You
love,
feel me?
Yeah.
You
yeah,
feel
that's
me? My
crazy.
son, my son and him was boys. You know what I mean? They used to like him and my son used to always go at it because my son was a real physical player himself. You know what I mean? But the only reason why my son didn't really turn up in football because he was real injury prone, and that's what we saw. So we said, you know what? Go switch to basketball. You're getting too many injuries in football. But my son was a dog in football too, and them two used to be going at it because they were both playing linebackers, safety, hybrid positions on
Mm,
the defense. So it was a great thing. And so I sent that clip to my son actually this morning, and my son sent me the clip, a text back like, "That's crazy, Dad," because there is to us, right? Because we're like, you talk about it, but then when you really see that shit happen and to come to the
yeah.
Cowboys, come on, dog. I'm
No,
on
yeah.
cloud nine.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. All right. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That's definitely something I'm gonna be following over the year. But I figured we start with some good news because there is some bad news in the NFC East, namely with
Yeah,
the Eagles and the Commanders. I'll say that. I'll
yeah.
start with the
Absolutely.
offensive tackles. The Eagles got some bad news when it comes to offensive line. And Lane Johnson basically said that this will be his last year as a Philadelphia Eagle. He plans to retire after this season. He has missed a few days of practice and training camp, whatever you want to go. He hasn't been there for a lot of these days, and it's all been unrelated to injuries. It's been non-football issues, and he said that when he came back today, that some things are bigger than football. So he won't be here past this year, which is kind of crazy to say. Grew up with the guy. I mean, he's
Yeah.
had a decade-long career, longer than a decade. So it's like he's kind of, my childhood, my adulthood. It's like when Jay-Z started putting on the collars,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? It's like, wait, things are changing. What is going on? So it's sad, but on the flip side of that, there's some good news that Markel Bell, the guy that we got pretty late, I believe we got him late in the draft or undrafted. I'm pretty sure he was like 6th or 7th round. Either way, we got him pretty late. He's apparently taking on very, very well. So it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see that maybe we have, I'm not saying that we do, but maybe we have his heir apparent already in the building. But it doesn't take away the fact that it sucks that you're on the cusp of losing in my opinion, first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that it's fair to say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and one of the best tackles to ever do it. So it
Joe,
sucks, but hopefully we got something on the
how did he
side.
master the false start every single play, man? He just gets away with it every single play.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. He's
hey,
the
He's
master of the kick
the
leg false
master of
start.
kick leg false start every 12 years. Never been called. It's impressive. I'm so
if
impressed.
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's what I say. You know what I'm
I
saying?
see
Like,
that. That's
if
for
you get
sure.
caught, then he changes it. I will say it's
He
crazy
right.
because I
Okay.
remember when he first got drafted, and I remember, the athleticism being like, oh, this is exciting. But I remember the PED stuff. I remember, him going through that and it being really up until like the past maybe 5 years.
That
Every year
stained
you're
him.
looking at it and you're like, yeah. And you're looking at it and you're like, bruh, one mistake. Because I mean, even this year, one mistake and he's banned from football. That's how that works. It doesn't just go away. So it has been something that, it's impressive to see him kind of overcome that and still be known as, I think we can all agree, one of the best right tackles, if not the best right tackle of his time. So it's cool to see that. It's cool to see him already working with a guy like Markel Bell and to see how he worked with Jordan Mailata. He didn't make it about ego and say, I should be the left tackle. I'm the best tackler. He stood in his spot and he said, hey, I'm going to help you become better and help you learn football. And, it's it's gonna be weird. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back in some type of coaching capacity, but it is definitely gonna be weird. It's gonna be
He's a
tough
career
for the
Eagle, right,
Eagles.
Joe? And how long
He
has he been there
is.
for now?
I think it has been 12. I think it's like 11 or 12 years, something like that. This
Okay.
should be his 11th year. I think. Don't quote me on that. But I
Okay.
think he was taken in the 14 draft, either
Okay.
the 14 or the 13, something like that. But
Okay.
either way, like I said, he's been here over a decade, so it's going to be weird to see him go. I don't know if the Eagles knew this going into this year. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of, if they did, it probably would have changed how I went into the draft. And that's
Mhm.
always been the question, like whether he was coming back or not. But if he was coming back and he's kind of half coming back, you know what I'm saying? That it's like, I'm
Yeah.
not fully going to be invested into the team. I'll be here for the games. We're going to be ready. And, I think 90% of Lane Johnson is still better than 90% of the NFL. So I'm cool with that. But still, it's like maybe you should have got somebody that you felt very comfortable with being that guy next year, because Markel Bell, as exciting as he is and as athletic as he is and big as he is, he's not a guarantee, right? He's not that guy that, Lane Johnson was coming out of Oklahoma. So it'll be interesting. I'm very intrigued to see what happens. Whoever, if we draft somebody next year to take over for Lane Johnson, they're most likely not going to have the benefit of Lane Johnson, which I think is a big thing. So again, we'll see what happens, and I hope that we're ready for it. But it sucks. It sucks. I'm not going to sit here and act like it doesn't. We'll see.
Mhm.
But on your side, yours is a little bit sad as well. We both got old people, so
Yeah.
Tyron, right? Not Tyron. What's his name? Laramie
Larry
Tunsil. I don't
Johnson.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
somebody said Tyron Smith in the chat, and I was reading that while I was talking.
Oh,
But
come on now. Big dog.
Laramie is what's
It
up with
hurts,
Laramie,
dude.
bro?
Yeah, it hurts, bro. So basically, Laramie Tunsil on Saturday was doing one-on-one drills with Odafe Owe. He was having a great camp. We were talking about him last week. Odafe Owe is probably he was our biggest free agent signing. He's been a speed edge rusher, doing very well for us. On a one-on-one drill, just practicing before even they get to the 11-on-11s. Odafe Owe got up into Laramie Tunsil's shoulders, grabbed his arm. They seemed to have a little tussle, and walking away, it was like, hey, Laramie Tunsil has a stinger. He's gonna be out for maybe a week or so. We'll see what ends up happening. If you guys want to Google it, or I can potentially drop it in the chat at some point. It's the video that came out. You see Laramie Tunsil grabbing the back of his arm, and no one really knew what was going on. And we all know this on Cowboy land, Eagle land. The Twitter doctors were out in full force, like he has a torn bicep, he has a torn tricep, and all this kind of put it out there. And like Mike Garafolo and Ian Rappaport were saying stinger, but then, dude, they were right. The Twitter doctors nailed it, man. He actually had a torn
What the
tricep.
doctors?
The doctors, they're astute.
They never
They're
fail.
astute. They're smart, man. They
They're
never fail.
astute. They're
Too many,
good. They're
too many
good.
eyes on the thing, man. So they figured it out. So he had a torn triceps, man. It's a heavy blow for us. So basically, torn tricep, we don't know where it's going to go. Reports say, if it's a partially torn tricep, it could be 1 to 4 months. If it's a fully torn tricep, 6 to 8 months. People are saying come
Damn.
back. Yeah, people are saying
That's
potentially. Yeah, people potentially come back around November for Thanksgiving, or not even come back at all this year, which is tough, man. Because Laramie Tunsil, we know him from the Houston days. We all know him. We follow Laramie Tunsil. He basically, he was on Houston for years, man. Then he was on the Dolphins as well. He became elite. He came over here in 2025. He's been all pro before. Brendan Thorne, I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter. He's like an awesome offensive line, like guru. He scouts everybody. He had Laramie Tunsil as the third best overall offensive lineman in the entire NFL. Not even tackle, third offensive lineman greater than 94, saying he's a cornerstone franchise. Please. And he is, man. He was central to our offensive line. Elite offensive pass blocker. And the critique of him was, talking about people when he left Houston, the reporters are telling the local media that he's not a leader. He's kind of selfish. He's kind of like he's kind of his own kind of guy, his own kind of character. But that's far from the case here. Like this summer, he took Brennan Coleman and he took Josh Connerly. Brennan Coleman was our 2024 third round pick. Josh Connerly was our 2025 first round pick. And basically he brought him down to Tuscaloosa, working with them, showing them how to eat. You know, he basically was an awesome mentor side by side with Josh Connolly, particularly our right tackle. So he was like, you know, immensely a big deal for us. So Joe, I see you pulling up the video. We can pull it up now. We can talk about that,
Yeah,
and then we can go back into more of the subs. It's pretty wild.
I'm glad you could see that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty
I didn't
cool.
know if you could see
I
that.
saw you put it on the bottom. Yeah,
It's not the best film. It's not the
yeah.
best.
It's a
quality,
fan
but-
film. It's a film. It's a fan filming at camp. So that's 98 Adafe Owe, speed rusher. That's Tunsil on the right side of the screen. He's going to receive him. He's going to grab his arm in a second. The coach is in the way, but watch his arm.
Ooh,
See how he grabs it, kind of goes down.
damn.
Yeah, run it back if you can. Just one more time. You know,
Damn,
people
yeah,
are
right there.
people
But
are
let me ask you
funny.
this though.
Go
But
ahead.
hasn't when Tunzel was at Texans, they loved the talent, but didn't he start having injuries before he left the
Mhm.
Texans and came over to you guys? And now he's been having multiple year injuries year in and year out. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
I can pull that up. I don't think he had a lot of injuries. He wasn't
Okay.
injury prone. Let me actually pull it up right now. I guess looking at, I'm
Because
actually
didn't he have some injuries for y'all last year?
No, he was out the last 3 games of the year, but that was more so like, you know, veteran, like the season's over, like let's kind of wrap it up, kind of
Okay.
like put him on
Okay.
the shelf
Okay.
kind of thing. I'm
Okay.
looking
Okay.
at him on Houston.
How old is Tunsil? How old is
Tons of,
Tunsil?
he's 32. He's 32, so he's a little bit older. But dude, offensive
Yeah,
linemen, they last a little bit, right? So
Yeah. They can play.
Yeah.
They can play
So-
forever.
So Trent Williams is 38 over in San Francisco, and I love Trent Williams.
Yeah.
How old is Lane Johnson, Joe?
I think 33. I think 33, 34.
33. Yeah. So like,
He's
let
not
me tell.
36, is he?
He ain't
I
no
said
33.
36.
He's like 36.
I can look it up real quick. Let me
Stop
look
trying
him
to
up real
lie
quick.
about some Lane
He
Johnson. He old
looked
as hell.
33. He is 36. He is
Yeah, he
36.
ain't look.
He looked
Yeah, he trying to
33.
lie.
He
Say he's
looked 33. He
He
looked
ain't no
good for his
damn
age.
33.
He looked good for his age.
36. That was a lie.
He's a young 36. You know what I'm saying? Just joking. Whatever. yeah.
Exactly. But it's my birthday Friday. I've been telling everybody I'm turning 21, so I got my numbers
Alright.
crossed. You know.
Alright.
So going with that, they actually restructured Laramie Tunsil and gave him a 2-year extension. So he's going to play this year, and he has 2 more years after this that they already signed him. He's the highest paid offensive tackle in the entire league, $30 million per year. And dude, he's diesel,
Ooh.
man. He's doing, but I think he's coming back. I think he's fine. Like I'm telling you, I went to camp last Monday. I actually talked to Tunsil, and I got his autograph. I met him, dude. He's freaking. Look at his Instagram. He's like he's the real Debo. Remember we had Debo Samuel? Like no, Laramie is a real freaking Debo. He's like solid, whatever, full blown. He's jacked, man. So like I think he's going to be in great shape. He's going to come back. He's all about it. It just sucks because he was the centerpiece of our offensive line. And going into this year, it was like, hey, the Commanders' offensive line was our strength. We had 4 or 5 starters returning, one of the best offensive tackles in the league. Sam Cosby, our right guards, he's kind of a Pro Bowl caliber guy as well. You know, we have two very strong offensive linemen in the first round pick at right tackle. It's going to look pretty good. Now, Washington, it's not the end of the world, but Laramie Tunsil's out, which hurts. You know, we got to figure out a solution for that. And then our center position. So we talked about this last week. They let Tyler Biadasz go. They tried to get Tyler Linderbaum from the Ravens. That didn't work out. And basically, we settled on Nick Allegretti, who's a center who he has a calf strain. So our center is kind of weak right now, and our left tackle is kind of weak right now. So like what once was a strength is kind of a concern going into the season right now. It's kind of crazy.
That's tough. I mean, but if you look at that offense, the main concern has been, kind of keeping Jaden Daniels safe. Losing Trent Williams, that has to concern you with him. But is there someone that can maybe take that spot? Because somebody did tell me you guys had somebody that was pretty good for you guys last year that might take over the tackle spot. But is there like a long-term plan? Because you never know. Coming back from an injury like that, could this be something that now next year you're looking at left tackle first round?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting thing. That's been the talk of the town in the past couple of days. So Brennan Coleman from TCU, we got him in the 2024 draft. I don't know if you guys I know you guys scouted as well. I don't know if you actually scouted him. He was a swing guard tackle from TCU. He came in as like a We didn't know we got him. Hey, he's going to be a depth piece in 2024. Ended up starting the first 15 games of 2024. He got nicked up a little bit near the end of the season, but he started and did a pretty damn good job. Like we got to the NFC Championship with him as our left tackle throughout the year as a rookie. The thing that happened with him was, Laremy Tunsil sprung loose. We traded for Laremy Tunsil. We basically got him as left tackle. We're like, oh, now that we have Laremy Tunsil, let's bump Coleman to right tackle, who's a pretty good player. We got to put him over there. What ended up happening is we drafted Josh Conley in the first round, and that kind of screwed over Brendan Coleman because, okay, where are we going to put him? Is he going to be a swing guy? If you can't move from left tackle to right tackle to guard all in one offseason, that's too much to learn. So Brendan Coleman was kind of lost in the flux last year in 2025. So this year, he was going to be our starting left guard, but they're like, hey, he played left tackle before. He did it in 2024. He's the most reasonable solution on our team to play left tackle now. So we might actually do that. But the other option, we have a couple options. So it could be Brendan Coleman goes to left tackle, which he's done it before. Taylor Decker from the Detroit Lions, if you guys know who I'm talking about. He played for 10 years for Detroit. He's a free agent right now. He's 32.
I'm surprised they let go of him, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it was a contract thing. He was he wanted like $20 million. They renegotiated his contract in 2024 and they're going to pay him $20 million. But he's 32 and he's like, I'm not going to renegotiate, so they cut him. He played 140 games for the Lions. He, mostly, I think out of like 8 out of his 10 years, he had 14 games or more, so he's not really injury prone. And he was a Pro Bowler in 2024. So, like, in a pinch, you could pick up Taylor Decker and put him there. But how much is he going to cost? Does he want to retire? That's kind of up in the air there. Andrew Wiley, we have him. He played right tackle for us. He was from Kansas City, came to us a couple of years ago. He's been on our line for a while. He might be an option. And then finally, Josh Conley, who we took at number 29 overall in 2025, he was a left tackle at Oregon for 3 years, and he was a All-American Big Ten player, but they put him at right tackle because of Tunsil. So the conversation is, do you take that right tackle and put him at left tackle now because he's done it before, or for 2 years I'm just trying to grow this kid. He's only 22 years old. Do you want to perfect a position, or do you want to move him immediately? So I think for me, the least disruptive solution is the best one. Leave Connolly at the right tackle, keep the offensive lineman kind of stout, and then maybe put Coleman in there or Decker in there, kind of see where it goes from there. We'll see what happens.
Gonna be interesting. I gotta ask, James, have y'all had any? I haven't seen anything crazy for y'all, so I don't know. But have y'all had any injuries? Any concerns when it comes to injuries? It sounds pretty quiet over there. I just hear happiness, and I hate it.
Actually, we do have a big injury on Jason Barham. He has a
Oh
groin
wow,
injury.
really?
Yeah, he hasn't practiced the last 2 times, and I'm a little concerned about that because y'all know what a groin injury is. It's like a hamstring injury. You
Absolutely.
have to just let it. You just have to let it rest. There's no kind of surgery you can. There's nothing you can do to a groin or a hamstring. You just have to rest it. So
Mm-hmm.
usually, but those are tricky injuries. You don't know how long the rest is, so where you can fully come back because you can rest it 2 to 3 weeks. Next thing you feel okay, I'm good, and then you move a certain move, you make a quick certain move, you pull it, and next thing you know, you're out 6 weeks. So I think that's the concerning thing with me. They put a lot on Barham being a not a starter on day one, on week one, but you're going to be playing a lot of snaps, right? And we Dallas Cowboys have the scrimmage against the Rams Tuesday, and if he doesn't play, not gonna lie, I'm gonna be frustrated with that one because he's one of the main people we want to see in a
Mm-hmm.
scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the one that's going to, when we talk about the linebacker position, he's one of the ones where you're saying, well, maybe they don't have to go out and get a linebacker. So that's a concerning injury. We did have a season-ending injury, but it wasn't a person who like played a lot. But tight end Kristen Fant, he's been with the team the last 2 years. He blew out his knee, tore his ACL and MCL, so he'll miss the whole year. Um, Pretty much everybody's been coming back. Jalen Thompson has had some bumps and bruises, but he worked himself back. He was in practice today. So I would just say Jashawn Barham is really Tyler Guyton had a little soreness in his elbow, but he's been practicing. So yeah, everything's really relatively healthy, and that's a good thing because you want good health. But like I told y'all, if you're going to have any kind of injuries, you want to have them in the beginning of the season. You don't want to have them at the end of the year. If you have an injury, you want to have it at the beginning because they can rehab and they can come back where you have a
Exactly.
stretch run and you really need them, and that's when it's going to really be crucial. So I'd rather you get hurt early than and late.
That's the one positive thing too. Sorry to interrupt you, Joe. That's the one
No,
positive
you're
thing
good.
we're kind of looking at that in Washington. It's like, it's terrible. It's terrible that we lost Larry Tunsil, but the fact that we have a month till the first game of the year, we could figure
Yeah.
something out. We could potentially try Coleman, let him get used to that over the next month or so, or maybe get in Taylor Decker and kind of see how it goes. Like it is. There's no great time to have an injury, but it's better now than week 4 when you're in the heart of it, kind of week to week, is trying to put it
Hmm.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. I also got to ask you. I saw this video of CD Lamb catching the ball with the like B mask on.
My tag
I
James
need
is
to. I'll
Yeah,
show it for
yeah. I
anybody
had
that
all
doesn't
kind of
know.
yeah. George tagged me, and we had all kind of commanders, people in that damn comments. I was going back and forth with them guys over
that
that
was
one.
so funny.
I
I'll
mean,
show it for anybody that doesn't hasn't seen it. Well, you can go ahead, but
I
I'll have it on
mean,
deck.
I ain't mad at him. I mean, it's a net. I'm not mad. Like, I don't think it was for attention. Like, CD Lamb had 8 drops last year, right? He had
Yeah.
114 catches, 8 drops. If you look at the ratio, that's not a bad ratio. If you look at the ratio, 8 catches to 114, 8 drops to 114 catches. That's not a bad ratio, right, fellas? But it's
No.
when you're dropping them. Um, six of the drops came against the Eagles. 3 in the first game, 3 in the second game. We saw
Hmm.
that first game, week 1, where he dropped critical passes that could have possibly won the game. So I'm not mad that he put a damn net over his head because guess what? He's still having issues with drop passes in practice and in camp.
Yeah.
He's still having those issues with drop passes. And so if you got to do that, yeah, maybe people might look at it as a spectacle and people might look at it as, oh, you trying to get attention. But if that is something that really helps you get better to catching that damn ball and not dropping it, I'm all for it, dog.
I don't
Because
hate
like
on
I
it.
said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's had too many games where he's had big drops. Not just the past year, years. This hasn't been a one-time thing with CD Lamb. He's had problems with drops his whole career. That is the truth. As much as CD Lamb is a dog, that's one of his issues is drops. So if that you use that to get you better to get you away from that, I'm all for it. And if people want to hate on it, I don't really care. If people want to talk trash about it, I don't care. If you ain't dropping balls in the regular season because of that, keep
Yep.
doing it.
It's thinking
Yeah.
outside the box, man. Do you guys see the video where Aaron Donald has that like one like FBI agent with
Yeah, he
like fake
pulled the
knives?
damn
Like,
he
they
pulled the
tried
damn
to
he pulled
attack
the
him.
damn
Yeah, it's
water
like,
jug like that.
yeah, the water jug. You saw that too. I'm just saying, Aaron Donald has some outside the box workout. So there's one reason like an FBI agent with like fake knives is like trying to like stab Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald's like doing the whole like the swatting like this going left or
Yes.
right. Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. It's a you're playing at the highest level. I mean, do everything you can to perfect your craft. Why not? I don't care about it.
Yeah. I think it
Yeah.
would be more of a problem if he wasn't doing anything about it. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not trying anything, then it's like, all right, bro, come on. Like you're obviously having an issue with this. Do something. But yeah,
Mhm.
if it is what it is, I think it was funny. And I saw George Pickens try to do it. He couldn't do it.
He
How
did
has
it one
that?
time. He said, "That's why I love George.
Yeah,
That's
he
why
said
I
I'm
love
good.
George Pickens. That's why he's my dog." He said, "Oh, let me try this," and he missed one ball. He said, "Man, damn it, I don't need this because guess what? I ain't dropping shit."
Exactly. How has that dynamic been? Obviously, still on that franchise tag.
Woo! I'm gonna
So
tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, dog. Y'all in trouble. The whole damn league in trouble. I'm not hyping it, but year 2 of George Pickens, you saw what he did last year. You saw his year, and what he did. The numbers, I got to tell George again because I always got to let George know about George Pickens whenever he's going to have a monster year again. He's dominating in practices, y'all. Like, not even hyping
mm,
it. Him and CD Lamb are totally dominating in practices, particularly Pickens. He's dominating these dudes. It's easy for him, like he really is. And he's going to have another monster year. This is another year in the offense and people keep on talking about the contract, the outsiders. But every time you talk to George and they interview him, he like, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm Gucci. I ain't tripping on nothing. Y'all talking about that contract. I ain't worried about nothing. I like these guys. I'm having fun. Everything I do, whether I get the ball or don't get the ball, it's a happy time for me. And a happy George Pickens is a great thing because, and I'm going to just say this, he really got a bad rep, in my opinion, in Pittsburgh. People really label him as a troublesome player, a player that, causes controversy. And the only controversy he ever had was, okay, he's a competitor. He's on that field and he's competing. Yeah, he don't like losing, so he does maybe some dumb shit because he don't like losing the damn game. or yeah, I don't like doing this, so I might be argue with a teammate. What player hasn't done that? You ain't never heard nothing about George Pickens outside of that. You ain't never heard him speeding tickets, drugs, slapping chicks, doing anything stupid like that. You get what I'm saying? You ain't never heard no stuff like that. So I really feel like he's got a bad rap, and I feel like people really need to kind of stop doing that type of stuff. When you see a player do one thing, you can't just label him like, oh, he's just a bad player and a bad teammate, because that's what they labeled him, and he's been far from that. And it's like anytime a player has like a bad game or anything, they went, oh yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Because Mark Schlereth did that, and that really pissed me off about him because that game, Detroit game, he was the first one to jump up there. I wouldn't pay that dude a dime. Like, man, shut the F up, bro. I'm tired of you old school players. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of these old school players talking all that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Act like they ain't never do nothing in the league or never made any
Yeah, it
kind
was
of
crazy
they
back
went
in the
off.
day too.
You know what I'm saying? Like they went 24/7. Man, cut it out. You was on the offensive line. I bet you took some plays off, but since we couldn't see it,
Hmm.
we can't say that about you. You know what I'm saying? So
The
cut
Twitter
cut
back
that
then.
critique and judgment. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, George. They ain't have no the Twitter back then. I guarantee you, we could have called out a whole bunch of players from Mark Schlepp and some of them other players that talk all that shit. Be quiet, see what he's doing, and George Pickens going to have a monster year, dog.
We'll see.
Personally, I'm happy that we have hold on a second, the second best offensive, the wide receivers in the NFC East right now. We got Stephon Diggs from Maryland added to our roster last
Yeah,
week.
that was
Oh
I'm pretty
crazy.
pumped
Lord,
about that. That's legit right there.
That was
Clearly,
a
I
nice
mean,
pickup.
Stephon Weirdo
dude,
Diggs.
who
You got
cares?
Cardi D.
Just play between the
Cardi
white
D.
lines. That's all I care about.
You're right. You're right.
I hope I
Yeah, he
see Cardi
playing
B
through
at the
all kind
games
of
on
lines.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
we gonna
Hey,
see
let
George
me
on
ask you
Twitter
this
just,
though. Let me
hey,
ask you
look,
this
it's
though,
Cardi.
George,
Yeah,
George. Let me
I'll,
ask you this though, because
I'll make a
I
rush
heard.
against the enemies on Sunday. It'll be awesome. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hey, hold up, because I heard on the tweet that Trevin did saying that his brother's with them, and he was trying to send some tweets to or saying try to get on with them because he ain't with nobody. Is that true?
Bless his heart, bless his heart. I don't want him over
Didn't
in
he just have a
DC.
tryout?
No,
Nah, but you
he
know
did.
what Trevin did, but you
He
want
did.
Stefan?
Stephon Diggs is so much better than Trayvon Diggs. Are you kidding me? Trayvon Diggs fell off, man, pretty hard.
Okay.
Hard.
We can talk about that. But yes, that is
Y'all don't
true.
got no corners.
We got some corners, dude. I told you we got some
Who?
corners.
We got
Yeah,
some
Who?
corners.
yeah. But I mean, better than
Name
Trayvon
your
Diggs.
top corner. Name your top corner.
Trey Amos, yeah, he's solid. We got Rasul
He's better than
Douglas. We got Mike
Trayvon
Sanders
Diggs.
still. He is better than Trayvon Diggs.
He
I'll
is
say
not
that
better
much.
than no
Malik
Trayvon Diggs.
Robertson,
Trey Amos is not
yeah,
better than Trayvon
yeah.
Diggs.
So
Yeah.
who's
Well,
your
okay.
quarterback too? Outside corner.
See, but yeah,
So our
but
our
y'all talk
true,
about Trevin Diggs. I get
yeah.
y'all. Y'all talk about Trevin Diggs, but if you look at the interceptions he's had in that short period of time, name me the cornerbacks that got y'all that on your roster.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
telling,
he
dude.
had a couple years.
He had a couple years. You seem to like him, and we can talk about that. So Trayvon Diggs, he went to the Packers. Wasn't he not on a team for most of the year last year? That he went to the
Yeah.
Packers and played like
I
crap
just
last
asking
year?
questions.
No,
Yeah,
so
I just
yeah,
asking questions.
so the what I've heard about Trayvon Diggs is he did text Dan Quinn. He knows Dan Quinn obviously from when he played in Dallas. So just to give you guys context for those in the chat as well. I live in Gaithersburg, Maryland. That's where Trayvon Diggs is from. They're from Montgomery Village. Like I drive by their mom's house all the time, right down the street from
Hmm.
me. They went to good
That's nice.
counsel. They went to Maryland where I went to school. Those are my dude. Stephon Diggs was always one of my favorite players, even when he wasn't even on the team. So I'm hyped that he's on the Commanders right now. Trayvon, we'll see what's up with him. I don't see the production consistently. What I like about Stephon Diggs is last year at 1,000 yards, 85 targets, 85 catches, 100 targets. Dude, that was on 55% of the snaps over in New England, and they went to the Super Bowl. He was a wide receiver one on a Super Bowl team last year. He's the best wide receiver 1B that Terry McLaurin's ever had. Think about who did Terry McLaurin ever roll with? Debo Samuel, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel. Stephon Diggs is much better than that. I think it's going to be a great combination because I see some of the people in the chat like, oh, Jaden Daniels might get hurt. Jaden Daniels is fragile. He might be, but the thing is, they're going to play 13 personnel. They're going to do play action. They're going to play him under center now. Stephon Diggs is going to be the engine that runs the offense. He's going to be that target hound. He's not that burn that we used to have where he's going to stretch the field, but he's going to be. Remember Zach Ertz last year, 2 years ago? Zach Ertz had 7 touchdowns, 800 yards as a tight end because he knows where to be. He knows how to settle down in that zone. That's Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is going to be that lateral, that play action, 3 yard, 4 yard little screens kind of move down the field, and Terry McLaurin's going to be that shot guy. And like we haven't had a double 1,000-yard receiver since I guess what was it 2019? I think it was when we had Deshaun Jackson, who you guys know, and Pierre Garçon side by side. So I'm pumped about it, man. I think it's
Y'all
gonna be
not
straight.
doing that this year. Y'all not getting to 1,000 yards.
Dude, the thing is
Stop
this
hyping
though.
it up. No, it ain't. No, it's not.
The thing is we actually got some talented players now. So we have Terry McLaurin. Okay,
I can't wait to play y'all, George. We're gonna beat the brakes off y'all.
Stephon Diggs, number 2. We got
Uh-huh.
Antonio Williams, who was the drafted from Clemson, who's having a good practice. Chigga from the Titans. He's our starting tight end right now.
Chig's a good pickup.
We got Rashad
I
White
like
from the
Chiggs.
we got Rashad White from the Buccaneers, who's now our running back. We still got Krosky Merritt. Krosky Merritt had 800 yards and 8 touchdowns, and he was in the doghouse for most of the year. So I mean, like, it might not be that high end elite, but it's deep. And that's not even counting Diami Brown, Trey Burks, Luke McCaffrey, Jalen Lane. It's also on the roster. I mean, our wide receivers are like the best part about the Diggs pickup is that it bumped everybody down a spot. So instead of Antonio Williams having to be that wide receiver 2, he could be more that 3 guy. He can grow like. If he gets like a Josh Downs year or something like that, like a Jamison Crowder, if you guys know who that is with the Commander, like the Redskins back in the day, if he gets like 600 or 700 yards as a rookie, I'm happy with that. If Diggs gives me 800, if McLaurin gives me 1,000, if Shake gives me 600, so I'm pretty pumped about it. I think the offense is going to be okay. The problem is we have to hide, with Larry Tunsil being out.
So are you going to be asking Jaden Daniels to be a passer more this year? I mean, last year he threw the ball. Don't get me wrong. In the year one, he threw the ball.
How y'all
it
not?
kind of feels
y'all
like
gonna have to
that's the
rely on him,
maturation.
George. What's your running game looking like?
But I think the funny thing is, people that really scout Jaden Daniels, he's a good passer. He's accurate as hell. Like, there's nothing wrong with him.
He's a damn good passer.
I think they're going to protect him by running the ball and doing play action and bootleg. I think they're going to. I think we'll see what happens, right? My prediction here in August 9th is that they're going to kind of rely on the defense, which got much more improved. The defense is a lot better. They're going to run the ball, use play action, use them under center, and take select shots and make it more meaningful, right? Like, I'm telling you, I mean, we talked about it last time. They're basing it off of so David Blau was the quarterback for the Detroit Lions under Ben Johnson. He was a QB assistant in Detroit Lions under Ben Johnson. He's going to have that system here. So it's going to be like the tight ends are going to be running vertical seams. Like that's Sam Laporta. That's going to be Ben Sinnott. That's going to be Chigga. It's going to be more of a running game. It's going to be running backs out the backfield. Like Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be that Krosky Merritt, Rashad White. And I think those like short little intermediate throws are going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown, Stephon Diggs. And it's going to be like, McLaurin isn't Jameson Williams, but he's going to have to be more of that stretch guy is the way I'm looking at it right here. What's up, Chris? What's up, boy? Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I'm excited for week one.
You know, Joe.
I'm excited for week one. I don't think that Jaden Daniels.
I'm going
to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you my analysis right now. Cowboys got the best 3 receivers in the NFC East. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens,
for now, on paper.
Not for now. It's not. It's going to be all the way through the whole year. Joe. It's not going to be
trio.
Trio. Yeah, trio.
Okay. You're not saying it's better than Smith or McLaurin.
Oh.
Flournoy.
Yeah, it is better. Oh, what? No, Flournoy. No.
The number 3
is not better than dogs. I'm saying
as the number 3.
Your third, our third receiver is better than y'all third receiver.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, I do.
So. Dontavian Wicks maybe is our third. Maybe it's Mekhi Lemon. I think that both of those.
Maybe you don't know who it is.
Ryan Flournoy. I mean, either one of those are going to be the number 3 guy.
It's funny that.
Okay. Let's check numbers this year because I think my guy is. Let's check the numbers.
I'll put this on the line. I'll put this on the line. I'll say this right now. I think that Dontavian Wicks has more yards than Stephon Diggs and more yards than whoever the hell Ryan Flournoy is.
Yeah, I bet you don't. Not with your quarterback. Not with your quarterback. Not with your quarterback because your quarterback don't throw the ball. My quarterback don't throw the ball.
I'll put it on the line.
How much we bet?
How much we bet? Clip that.
How much we bet?
Ain't playing right now.
How much we bet?
$100 on it. $100 on it.
Okay, y'all heard this. Make sure you got my cash in. BGJ GC4L. BGJ GC4L. Make sure you get my $100.
Let me know. Clip that.
Okay.
Clip that.
I will.
Clip that.
Clip this.
Dontavian Wicks
Clip
has been
this.
balling out at camp.
I don't
I've
care.
been
He
saying
ain't
it. He's
doing
been
that. Your
doing well the
quarterback
past
can't
couple
throw
years.
the ball like that.
We'll see. We've had
No.
two 1,000
will.
yard wide
Has
receivers the
Wicks ever
past 4
broken
years.
600
So we had two
This is
1,000
his first time with real
receiving years.
opportunity. He's
I'm
young.
saying
Dontavian Wicks is young.
he had, but I'm saying he had Jordan Love. So you
Dude.
should get yards, but you
Jordan
ain't
Love
Jordan
wasn't
Love is
playing.
better.
Jordan Love is
I'm
trash.
saying
Jordan Love is
throws
garbage.
Jordan Love throws the ball better
Wicks
than
had
Jalen
300
Hurts.
yards last year. 300.
And he's about to have 1,000. I'll book it. Book it right
George,
now.
would you say?
Book it
George, would
right
you
now. He
say?
about to
You
have
said he had
1,000.
300
yards
yards,
last year. 300
and
yards.
Ryan Floyd had over 500. Go
That's
check
because
him
he was
out.
your number 3
That's
guy.
fine.
Dontavian Wicks
But
wasn't
I'm
the third
saying
guy in the Packers.
he was one
wasn't
of
the
the
third
main
guy.
guys. Well,
He
who
wasn't.
was
No, he
one of
was
the main
not.
guys?
Dontavian
Who's the
Wicks.
guys? Who's that guys?
Dontavian Wicks. They had
Who was the guys?
They had some other guys too.
They had
They
Christian
had
Watson.
2 other guys. They had Christian
Matthew
Watson. There you
Golden.
go.
Christian
Matthew
Watson, and
Golden.
that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Matthew Golden wasn't turning up
They
like
drafted Matthew Golden in what, the first, second
Matthew
round?
Golden didn't turn
First
up
round?
yet, but he didn't turn up like that until the end of the year. What we talking about? Matthew Golden
That's
didn't
not
even have a
Dontavian's
catching
fault.
touchdown.
That's
Okay.
not Dontavian's fault. They
We
gave the
got that
first
100 over.
rounder to play.
Ryan Fenor gonna have more
I'm
yards
telling
than
you,
Wicks. Make sure you play
Dontavian
my
Wicks is
100.
about to ball
Make
out.
sure you play
I'm
my
gonna say
100.
at least 800.
Okay.
At least 800. He's gonna have at least 800.
Nah.
He's gonna have more than Diggs.
Okay.
I'll put that on the line.
He's
He's
not
gonna have more than Diggs.
I'll
No,
put
he's
a
gonna
side
have
bet
more
on
than
that
Diggs.
too. I'll put a side bet on that.
Okay.
I'll send
He's
y'all
not gonna
both
have more than
$50.
that.
I'll
Yeah,
send
we're
y'all
all
both
set for
$50. And y'all both said to me $50.
50 from me. Okay. You will. I got your 50.
Say less.
I'll put
Say
50 on
less.
that too.
Say
I'll
less.
put
He's
50
gonna
on
have
that too.
Diggs might not even make it through the year.
Get
Diggs might
outta
not even make
here.
it through the year. Ryan
Oh,
Flournoy
my
not
God.
even a real person. He's not good at all.
Well, you crazy.
So
He
I'm
a
not
dog,
worried
bro.
about him at
First of
all.
all,
I'm not worried about him
you
at
better be
all.
worried about Pickens. You better be worried about Pickens and Lance, particularly Pickens,
Hey.
because you know what he did to y'all.
Where are the yards going to come from with?
I like how you quiet.
Yeah.
I like how you quiet.
I said what I said. I said it with my chest. He is going. I'm telling
You
you
ain't
right
saying
now.
nothing with
At
your-
least
you ain't saying
800
nothing with
yards.
Pickens on
At
your chest.
least he's
You
going to
ain't
have
saying nothing with
800
Pickens on
yards.
your
Probably like 7
for his
touchdowns.
career, he has 1,300 yards. For his career, 3
Ah,
years.
It's a short career. It's been a short
3 years.
career. He hasn't had
Get
that
him, George.
opportunity.
George,
He's
let's
finally
get that
getting that
money.
opportunity.
George, let's get that
This
money.
is the
George,
same
let's get that
conversation.
money, big dog.
I'm gonna
This
get
is
Let's
the
get
same
this money, baby.
conversation
I'm
we
gonna get
had.
that steak. Like I'm like, put a tag
This
in
is the
that.
same
get this money,
conversation we
baby.
had when I said we were going to win 14 games. Remember that happened.
Okay.
Y'all said I was crazy.
I
Y'all
gave,
said
no,
I
I
was
gave you that
crazy.
one. No.
Yeah, I said I was
You ain't
crazy.
getting this one, though. You ain't getting this
We
one,
gonna
though.
see. That's why they play the game, baby. That's why they play the
That's why they
game.
play
I
the
can't.
game.
So
That's
let me
why they
ask
play the
y'all
game.
something. Let me ask y'all something
All right.
because as you can probably see, being unrealistically optimistic about a certain position, for me, it's the wide receivers. I think that they're going to do a lot better than a lot of people are saying. I think that Dontavian Wicks is going to have that breakout year. I think he's going to be great. I think he might match his career number. I'm that high on him and what he's been able to do at camp. I also like Elijah Moore as like a 4th, 5th option. I think that Hollywood Brown might make a role for himself. I love Devontae Smith, obviously, and I love Mekhi Lemon. So I want to throw it at you guys and ask you guys, is there a position group that people may be saying, oh, this is what's going to hold them back, or, oh, this obviously got worse this year, that you think maybe, hey, hold your horses, like do you guys have a Dontavian Wicks, I guess? Maybe that's my question.
I think for Washington, it's the linebackers in the edge class, man. I think our defense is going to be legit, guys. I'm telling you right now. Like our linebackers, it was a problem. We basically had Bobby Wagner. If you guys watched Bobby Wagner last year, lost a step, couldn't do anything, was constantly behind running backs coming out of the backfield. We replaced him with Sonny Styles. We replaced him with Leo Chanel. And we also have Frankie Louvu from the Carolina Panthers we've had the past couple of years. Eagle fans, you guys know about Frankie Louvu. He's actually now going to be they're going to move. You guys know about Frankie Louvu.
I like how you said that.
You guys know about Frankie Louvu.
I love Frankie. I like Frankie Louvu. I like Frankie Louvu.
I love Frankie Louvu. He basically so last year, because of the Doris Armstrong went down, because Dietrich Wise went down, they basically had to move Frankie Louvu to like an edge rusher last year. So he was like hand in the dirt, coming off the edge, blitzer. He's not that guy. He's not a guy that comes off the edge. He's not some guy that's going to take on an offensive tackle. They're actually going to move him to the Mike this year, believe it or not. So he's going to be the Mike linebacker, potentially the green dot linebacker with Sonny Styles, with Leo Chanel. And like Leo Chanel and Sonny Styles, I mean, take it for what it is. We talked about the RAS scores. They're both 100 percentile. They are height, weight, speed guys. Sonny Styles has been crushing it in camp. He's probably, I think, he's going to be our best defender year one. He's looking great. So I think our linebackers are going to look pretty solid there. And then on the other end, the edge. Basically, we got Dorrance Armstrong came back. You guys know him from Dallas. It's funny. People love
Yeah,
him.
y'all take all our players.
We do. we do. All the good ones, CeeDee Lamb's coming next.
Yeah.
So over the first 6 games of the year last year.
Maybe Pickens. Who knows?
I'll gladly take Pickens now.
But you'll take Pickens now.
Now that he rehabilitated himself, now that he's mature now he's grown.
Right, y'all did the hard work. Y'all did the heavy lifting for us.
George would be like, boy, we got George Pickens now. We about to go to the Super Bowl.
George Pickens jersey off the break is out of nowhere. It's funny.
I'd take George Pickens. I ain't gonna lie.
George Pickens is good.
I know you would because he's a dog.
So let me finish my thoughts. So Dorrance Armstrong, he basically first 6 games of the year had 5.5 sacks last year. He was on a tear. He was on a run. He was doing very, very well. He ends up getting injured, being out for most of the year. He's healthy now. He's ready to come back at that edge position, so he's going to be there. Odafe Oweh has been killing it in camp. He's probably like the people that everyone talks about at camp right now is Antonio Williams, our slot wide receiver that I was telling you about. Sonny Styles is like God tier. People love him over right now. They think he's killing it. And Odafe Oweh, they're the big 3. Everyone's talking about them too. So Odafe Oweh at edge. And then finally they got Clavon Chason from the Patriots. So I think it's a highly underrated player. He had about 7 or 8 sacks last year, but he was a great run stopper, a good all around kind of Swiss Army piece. So our edge positions, like what Brian Flores did in Minnesota was he was constantly sending blitzes from different angles. It was really, really aggressive. So we got Oweh, Chason, Armstrong, Sonny Styles, Leo Chanel, Frankie Louvu. Those blitzes are going to be coming everywhere. Like I think early on in the year, I mean, you got the Eagles and the Cowboys. You guys are, I mean, I don't want to say it's lucky, but like, you know how it's going to be. It takes a couple weeks to kind of get used to the system. So catching us early in the year is probably a good thing because our defense is kind of figuring it out. I'm saying our defense is going to get better as the year goes on. So I think in the first couple of weeks, it'll kind of be like some growing pains. But I think it's going to get better as the year goes on. I'm pumped about that.
We're going to drop like
sweep
40
again. Sweep again. We sweeping on Commanders again. We ain't worried about the Commanders.
No, you didn't sweep us last year. You guys never sweep us. Did you guys sweep it last year? Or you didn't sweep it last year? No. We won. No.
You sweep the Giants all the time.
We always sweep the Giants. We
with the Eagles always. We do sweep the Commanders. The only reason why we haven't swept y'all is the last 2 years you got Jaden Daniels, but we be kicking y'all ass. We were sweeping y'all in. We were sweep. He's helped y'all. We were sweeping the hell out of y'all for 100 years. That's a fact. But I would say my position. You know what, George? We're gonna beat y'all in it. We're gonna beat your heads in again. But, you know what I'm saying? So I would say the position with me would be, our edge rushers has been a big concern, right? Everybody's been talking about Max Crosby, but a lot of people are feeling good because Rashawn Gary has came in and he's really, he's looked really good in camp. He's been blowing it up. But you know what? I need to see you do that against these Rams on Tuesday, and then I'll feel a little better about that, right? Donovan Ezaraku, edge position, Malachi Lawrence. Those guys look good against the same team, but I want to see you against other players. So that's concerning me. But I think the position that is going to surprise to me that I was down on would be the cornerback position. I was very down on the cornerback position. Revel was our young player that was drafted in the 3rd round, but he had the 1st round potential, but he had the knee injury. He was rehabbing back from that. And then you got Jacoby Bryant from the Rams. People say, they kind of let him go. So, what has he really been? But he's been everything you wanted to be right now in the camp. I think he's going to be the starter alongside Deron Bland. Deron Bland has looked good. I don't know if he's going to get back to the all-pro form, but he looked good and he's looked healthy. Savon Revel is the one. He's really been going at it with Lamb and Pickens. You're going against two best receivers in the league. That got to get you better. And he been getting flamed up. He's also had some good days, but he's been getting flamed up. But that's good. I want him to get torn up a little bit because if you can bang with these guys and you get with somebody else, that's going to be good for you. Josh Butler is another sneaky player that He was injured. He tore up his knee. He had a lot of good plays in the first 2 or 3 games, and he tore up his knee. He looks back. He looked healthy. So these cornerbacks have battled. They have played better. Obviously, I want to see how they look against these Rams Tuesday. But if we're talking about a position that I thought was going to be straight, ah, this is going to be really bad going into the season. They have looked better, but I think the presence of C.D. Lamb, Ryan Flanoy, and then you have George Pickens. When you actually have top guys, because let's keep it real, y'all. Everybody don't have top receivers in their camp. You don't have top guys you're going against week day in and day out. You got two of the best receivers in the league, and you're battling against them. That's got to make you better, and it has. So I think that secondary position, which I thought was going to be a hindrance, might end up being something good because you're playing against some of the best receivers in the league. Iron sharpers iron.
You muted, Joe.
What happened, Joe?
He's muted.
My dogs were barking. What's it called? But I feel that same way about our wide receivers, just the opposite, because you have Cooper DeJean, you have Tariq Woolen, you have Quinyon Mitchell on the other side. And I feel like that's just making you so much better. And you look at, I mean, look, I'm going to be blunt. Wicks he's been looking good, bro. He's had a lot of good days. And I am a little bit too excited about it. It's way too early to say all the stuff I'm saying, but whatever. I got a new job. I'm making a little bit of money. I'm going to lose it at the end of the year. I'm okay with that. I'm in a couple of fantasy football leagues. Hopefully I'll win them and I won't have to worry about that $100. But at the end of the day, like, that's what I do feel like. I feel like you're seeing these guys and it's such a deep room. You have young guys that have very differing, styles of play. And I feel like you have from a Johnny Wilson to a Hollywood Brown. There's everything in between that, right? And that's a big difference. You got a 6'7" guy that is a jump ball guy, is a guy that can still get out there and move his feet. Then you got a Hollywood Brown that can just literally run out the building. So it's such a mishmash of styles, and I feel like they're all helping each other. And then on top of that, you have such a great defense that you are able to learn against and kind of work your craft and perfect your craft against, especially in this new system. And it helps this defense even more because the Sean Mannion system, I feel like, is what a lot of NFL teams are doing. I mean, you're looking, it's a normal system. Eagles fans aren't used to normal systems like that. It might sound crazy when we hype this guy up, but it's the truth.
Same thing over here too. Same thing over here, man. Yeah, we had Cliff Kingsbury.
It's like, it's a normal system. It's football. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's actually football again. So I'm really excited to see what they're doing. And we hear good things about Jalen Hurts and that he's being able to, get the ball over the middle, get the ball off play action, being able to be that pocket passer while still utilizing his legs. So I'm excited. I'm ready for these games. And I just realized, I didn't realize this prior to coming in, this is the last time we're going to speak before football actually begins.
I love that. I was thinking about that.
I didn't even think of that. 5 days. So we have to. I know it's preseason. I know we kind of talked about some of the guys we're excited about, but we'll start with you, George, because yours is the first one. It's actually on my birthday. Friday's my birthday.
I'm going to be there too. I'll be at the game. I'll be at the game.
Oh, for real? Hey, I hope y'all lose for my birthday, baby. That'll be a great start to the year. But we'll start with you because you're the first game, and then me and James are on Saturday. What are you looking forward to? Obviously, you guys got the Dolphins. Are there some guys, whether it be your fourth quarterback, is there somebody you're like, I can't wait to see him get out there and play?
That's a good question. I don't know how much the starters are actually going to play, right? So I can't. It's kind of a hard thing to kind of put there. I do want to see our defense look pretty good. I want to see our cornerbacks play solidly. So Mike Sanders still is something I want to watch. For those of you that don't know, he was our second-round pick in the 40s. He's from Michigan. He was a captain of their defense when they won the championship, and and basically. I'm curious if he's actually going to how is he going to do this year? Because he had an awesome rookie year and a bad second year. The player that's going to play in mop-up time that I really want to watch is Katron Allen. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He played for Penn State. He basically is Penn State's all-time leading rusher. He might be our power short yardage back, and I think he's going to be most of the second half of the game. They're going to play him a lot, so that'll be very interesting to see him because it's he'll probably play the second, third, and the fourth quarter, and he's a power back in pads. That'll actually be a lot of fun to watch him play. So I'm looking forward to him.
Yeah, Katron Allen. I got to meet him out at the Senior Bowl. My question about him was really just his vision, him being able to actually run through tackles and see the field. People said that he couldn't do that, but he did good at the Senior Bowl and he got drafted, so that's a beautiful thing. Sucks to have to root against him, but I will be. And then James, I don't even know who you have. I'm sorry about that. I just
That's
saw
all
you got
right. You ain't got to
Seahawks.
worry about it. We
Seahawks.
got to see, we
He
got the
said, "Don't worry
Seahawks, and
about
I
who we
hope. No,
got."
yeah, I hope the Seahawks play some of their starters the first couple series because this is what I want to see. Well, I'm number one. Brian Schottenheimer's already said the starters aren't playing, which I'm frustrated with that on the defensive side because we talked about it with on one of my podcast shows that even though as much as Jason Garrett used to get on my nerves, he played them damn starters. He played them in the preseason. I don't give a hell, and that's what I did like about him. You playing in the preseason. And I just feel like you guys need some work. Like
Absolutely.
I can understand the offense because it's returning. You're pretty much bringing everybody back. So what I want to see is Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, right? We want to see those guys who are backups because the running back two position is still up. I do want to see Joe Milton, Sam Howell, that battle. I want to see how they play the receiver position. Trayshawn Holden, I would say they're solid at the four top four. But you got Trayshawn Holden. You got the seventh round pick in Anthony Smith. Denzel Mims is on the team. Marquez Scandid, whatever the hell his name is, he don't think he's gonna make it, so I ain't really checking on him. But I want to see how those guys, and then the tight end position, Brevin Span Ford, Luke Schoolmaker. I hate that he's still on the roster. They're talking about he's still my making. That makes me want to throw up. But Brevin Span Ford has taken the next step. He's 6'7", big tight end, was more of a
He's good.
physical type blocker. But now he's really stepped up his game on the receiving end. So I really want to see him. Michael Trigg, who we already talked to you about from Baylor. He's starting to pick his game up the last two practices. So I really want to see him in action. On the defensive side, I want to see Jay Toia. He came from UCLA. He's our biggest defensive tackle, 6'3", 350 pounds. They cannot cut him. Please do not cut him. Because if you cut him, somebody's going to take him. He's a token. Don't cut him. So now that's one guy I love. Also, Maris Leofau. He's doing a position change.
Mhm.
He was more inside linebacker to push him more on the outside. He had a couple two good practices, especially today. He had a really good practice. So I want to see how they really incorporate him in the new position. I like to see him more inside, but he played really good on the outside. So I like to see how he plays. And then obviously you want to see how Siobhan Rebel. He's not a starter, so I want to see him get as much work as possible because they're banking on him being the next guy. So he's got to get plenty of work and he's got to show something against these players. And then obviously they said the starters and with some of the reporters that brought up to the coach George and Joe was that okay. So if you're not going to play the starters, Caleb Downs is probably going to be one of your starters. How much you going to play these rookies? Right?
Mhm.
Oh.
So that's where he talked about a grading system. We go with a A, B, B, C, B minus C. If you're an A, you don't play. If you're B, you start getting snaps. C, unlimited snaps. So I like that little grading scale. But I hope Caleb Downs gets some real snaps because he's never played. Yeah, he looked damn good in practice. He might look good in some of these damn scrimmages, but he got to get some real work. So hopefully they get him a couple of series. I think the defense because it's all new, right, fellas? This defense is all new. Christian Parker is new. You got to get this first 10 defense at least two series together
Uh-huh.
and play
Mhm.
together. And that's what I hope they go against. They said no starters, but I hope on the defensive side they say, hey, this is a whole new brand. We got to see at least what they look like. And the Seattle Seahawks, I'm sure they're going to probably play their guys maybe one or two series. So put them top guys out there. Let's see what they really look like. For those guys that name, I really want to see. But I really want to see let my dog Julius Woods get some first team burn, and so you show you what he can really do instead of you putting him with them third and fourth stringers where you know he gonna kick ass. Put him with them first teamers and show you what you really can do, so he can really get some confidence in him because he's a dog.
Yeah,
There you
I,
go
I
again,
would I would
Joe.
love to see that. If that happens, am I muted?
You're good now. You're
No,
loud
You
and
you're
can hear
good
me?
clear.
now.
All right.
Yeah.
My bad. There's a storm outside, so that might have something to do with it. But no, yeah, if that happens, let me know so I can change the channel. I'll definitely go watch at least a couple snaps of your boy because that would be kind of cool. But as far
Hell
as the
yeah.
Eagles, we never play our starters. It is what it is. I'm surprised we even throw them out there for the joint practices at this point. But we don't really do. Even our practices are pretty soft. It is what it is. So I like it and I hate it at the same time. It's one of those things. Obviously, everybody wants to see their guys play. We aren't really gonna. Who I do want to see though is going to be again at that wide receiver spot. I want to see what's going on with Darius Cooper. I want to see what's going on with Johnny Wilson. I want to see if maybe Wicks gets a couple of snaps and stuff like that. See how he does with our backup quarterbacks. I think that the quarterback situation is going to be very interesting because I think it was Teddy Bridgewater just retired from whatever team he was with, and they're talking about maybe making a trade with the Eagles to replace him. So maybe Andy Dalton makes sense. Obviously, it won't be like a blockbuster trade, but it'll be interesting to see if he still has a little, snap to his throws, and if maybe we can get a fifth or a sixth, something like that, or maybe a decent player of need back. And it's going to be interesting to see what Tanner McKee is this year. I will say probably the most important thing that I need to see is Eli Stowers. I need to see Eli. Eli's had a very. I won't say it's been tough because I wasn't there. And for a second, third string tight end to make noise in training camp, I feel like it's a little tough. Anyways, there's only so many things you can do without the pads on. But he has been very quiet. It's been very, very quiet for him. So I need to see him do something just for his confidence, for my confidence, for Eagles fans' confidence. Like we spent a pretty high draft pick on him. So we need to see him do something. And I think that this is a good opportunity to do something. You have a veteran quarterback. You have two veteran quarterbacks, really. You got Tanner McKee, who's been in this league for a little while, played some games, knows the game, knows this team, not the system. Obviously, it's new, but you got Andy Dalton, who knows this system, knows this team. So it should be interesting. It should be interesting to see what happens with him. I just want to see some good football. Defensively, I know none of my starters are going to play. If anybody that's playing is interesting, it's probably going to be like a Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I've heard really good things about him during camp. So it'll be nice to see if he shows it a little bit in preseason. And same thing with the safety position. We don't really know what's going to happen between Marcus Epps and Michael Carter, the second, I think he is. So that'll probably be answered through preseason and through, these joint practices and games. So that's really it. I mean, there's really not much for the Eagles to look at in preseason because you have kind of solidified answers everywhere. Maybe Markel Bell is another guy that you're looking at, just trying to see how he looks out there in pads and at full speed. But I think the Eagles have most of their answers already kind of figured out as far as who their guys are going to be, and even down to some of their backups. So we're looking at like third stringers and fourth, it is what it is. The guys that might have some trade value, but I think the only real battles you're looking at is the safety room and that wide receiver room, because after Mekhi Lemon and, Devontae Smith, there is no guarantee. I like Devontae Wicks a lot, don't get me wrong, but he's not even guaranteed a spot. You never know what can happen. Somebody can come out of nowhere and just go crazy. So I'm excited.
Well, if that happens, I want my 50 early as hell.
Yeah, if he doesn't make the team, I'll have to pay out a little bit earlier. It is what it is. But you never know. He could come back.
That's hilarious. That'd be awesome.
He could always come back.
That would be awesome.
He could always come back.
We're definitely going to have a show. We're going to have a show right then and there.
I feel like my internet's going to be cut off that day.
Emergency pod. That'd be great.
I feel like my internet won't work that day for some reason. If that happens, bro, oh my God, I'm never making predictions again. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna say it how I see it. I'm not gonna tell you how I feel. It is what it is. But no, I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for football, guys. At 5 days, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know why it just hit me as I was looking at everything, but yeah, 5 days, and we are having some football. I'm excited, but I think that's about it for us. We got 330 people in here. An hour goes by way too quick with these shows. During the season, we might have to go a little bit longer just because, but it is what it is. These are fun, quick little hitters, give you some nuggets of information and move on. But what do you guys got anything you guys want to say to these beautiful people before we get up out of here and see them next week after football? After football.
Thank you for guys being in the chat. Need some more Commander fans in the chat, but thank you guys for jumping on here. This week, I got some good stuff. Definitely give me a follow on Twitter at GCarmi21. On tomorrow, I have Lindsay Rhodes from NFL Network. She's going to jump on. She's going to talk to us about big
Good
picture
stuff.
NFL work. It's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna have her
Yeah.
talk about, she works for another like kind of analytics company now. So I'm gonna ask her about like big picture stats of that regard. Anthony Armstrong of Redskin and I think Cowboys fame, right? He's gonna be on my
Yeah,
show on
yeah,
He's gonna be
yeah.
on my show on Wednesday, 4 o'clock. If you guys want to talk to a real wide receiver, you want to ask him about, how does Makai Lemon look? How does Stephon Diggs look? He's going to be on our show on Wednesday. We can talk about that. And then Friday, I'm actually going to go to the preseason game. So maybe on Sunday, I can pull up some clips and show some videos from what I recorded of the game. Kind of cool. Give me a follow.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, I just want to tell everybody just make sure you continue to tune in.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be down at Cowboys camp at the end of the month. They're in Oxnard right now, and then they'll be back in Texas like in a few weeks, and I'll be down there at the end of the month for about two practices. So make sure you tune in. We're going to have a lot of great clips, a lot of meeting people, all that good stuff. Got some good interviews coming up, possible players that I've been talking to on the low. So I'm just kind of settling things. So make sure y'all tune in to the BGJ show. Y'all know how we do. We go down. We got nothing but the tour of duty. We going out interviewing all the content creators out there, getting all the feel for everybody in the streets because we are the streets over here with BGJ show. So make sure you just tune in. Keep on keeping your ears to the Cowboys Network, and make sure you keep on tuning in to the Best of Enemies BOA. You know what it is. Can't nobody deal with us. We are what we are. We're the originators of this shit. So make sure you just holler at us because it's going down. It's going to be a great season for us. I think it's going to be a great. Joe talked about having a channel for the Best of Enemies, a page, and I feel like he really opens that up. Make sure you really follow that because we can have all kind of different teams on there, and that's why I think it'll be
Absolutely.
good. It's not just going to be one team. And when you get a variety of teams and see a variety of things that we'll be able to add onto that page or that link, I think you'll really like it. So make sure you really tune into that because I think that shit's going to be fire.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And shout out to our sponsor, Memorabilia Mayhem. How about this, guys? How about this? I'm going to make another bet, and this is going to be through Memorabilia Mayhem. So shout out to them. Whoever has the highest point differential through these preseason games. Okay. So if you win by 20, my team wins by 30, James' team wins by 40, his team wins. I'll get something from that respective team to give away to y'all fans.
Love it. Sounds fantastic. Let's do
Let's
that, man.
I
go.
think that's fair.
Let's
Perfect.
go.
I think
Very
that's
cool.
fair. I think that's fair.
Let's
So
go.
we'll do that. We'll keep an eye on it. Make sure you're bothering them throughout the week. Make sure y'all bothering me throughout the week. And bother Memorabilia Mayhem as well. Right down below, you'll see their little QR code right there. There we go. Definitely go follow them. Links are all in the descriptions and everything. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. I'm Joe. That's James. And that's my dog, George. And we've been the best of enemies. Peace.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored.